A fantasy dragon realizes it can acquire more gold and treasures by operating the realm's first dragon-owned bank from its lair. It's been extraordinarily effective as adventurers trust a dragon to guard their riches over traditional banks. We dragons hoard gold. It's just what we do. We can't help it, we brave the arrows and mage fire of the kingdom to take it, because it's worth it. Even the dragons who fancy themselves civilized and scholarly, refusing to fight others, still have hoards. They're just smaller, since not many will part willingly with riches. So, how to get rich without fighting? I considered this question while bleeding heavily from the last scuffle with adventurers, ruminating in my cave. It was the fourth cave this decade, and the fourth horde lost. I hate to admit it, but the civilized dragons are turning out to be right. It's not worth it anymore. First, I need to offer a service that everyone needs. Some dragons have found success as mercenaries, burning down other kingdoms for our realm's gold. But I can tell that's on the way out. Not only do they still have to fight, when they fight and conquer everyone else, what's there to do? Besides, they only keep a pittance of their loot. Why not do what I'm good at? I can hold a horde as long as I can move my claws, my jaw, as long as I can breathe. I know some magic, which is why I survived instead of turning into that party's new cloaks. The security of the cave is without question. But, I need to get the word out. And who's going to listen to the dragon that ate the last party that left your town? I need someone with a bigger voice than mine, someone like a princess. Sarisa, unlike all the others, never screamed for help when I took her. When she was mine, she was curious rather than scared. She asked to see my claws, my mouth, the way my wings moved as I took off. And she herself negotiated a ransom from her family for me. She desires wealth herself, although only for further research. She will make a fine partner. Next. I need someone to count. In the absence of a spell, a dwarf will do. They are the only race that loves gold as much as a dragon, and they spend much time counting, adding, recording. And to make it even easier, unlike many of my brethren, I do not appear in their books of grudges. Finally, who will deal with a faraway cave inhabited by a dragon? I need a way to go into town without being attacked. A human who runs a local store can deal with that. A dwarf. An elf. A human. I have the kingdom's 3 most populous races in my employ, and I have become trustworthy. Adventurers, guildsmen, sailors, soldiers, even the queen, have come to trust my cave, my store. Decades again passed. I have never lost a 5th cave. In fact, I have gained all my old hoards back, and refilled them to bursting. But now I face a new problem. Sarisa stands before me. The years have made her gray, but her wit remains sharp as ever. She rambles about the prices of food, about the old fear of great worms, as if we're back in the old days, and about how I'm not needed? What is this madness? I built this. I gave them everything. Why do they no longer need me? Hey! Are you listening, you big idiot? Look! We have 5 realms joined with us, we don't even use the old caves anymore now that the gold is in castles and guarded by their soldiers. All the kings trade using our coin, everyone who bucks the system is shunned. And again, feeding you is quite the drain on the coffers. I hate to admit it. She's right. There's no reason for me to be around these days. I want to fry her, but I need her too. She lets me sleep in the last cave where we still keep gold. Sarisa patted my nose. I can barely see, age seems to have taken me as well, but her voice shows concern. Oh, by the forest, are you crying? Look, just because we don't need you doesn't mean we don't want you around. Hey! Let me finish before you breathe fire. As far as security goes, you're useless. But you're still the only dragon we have on staff. And look who our biggest customer is, who we only have because of you. She was right. Vargorax had given us his entire hoard on condition that we double it in another decade. And just because you're retiring doesn't mean you can't stop working, or we can't stop paying you. Still need to feed yourself though. And there was the challenge of today's age, so far removed from the last one. Now how does a dragon regularly find food?